are fighting to survive on This Won't You Be My Gamer. We are joined by survival expert Dan Baird, and we're talking about what you need to not die in the jungle, the lie that might be hiding in your emergency kit, and which survival shows are legit. Thanks for coming on, Dan.
Hey, glad to be here.
Nicole, what are we playing?
We are playing Green Hell. And it's kind of like going to hell, but in the jungle.
You run your own survival school, but is there more that you have done in terms of like certifications, like official things to...
Oh, yeah. You know, the funny thing about being a survival expert is there's no real certification for it. It's kind of a hodgepodge of experience from learning from other people and maybe picking up other skill sets here and there. So
That's so metal.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's kind of for better or for worse. You know, there's it's kind of cool that there's not just one group saying this is what a survival expert is.
What to you, in your mind, goes into being a survival expert? Like, who can call themselves that?
So I think that it comes down to like experience and then just, again, building a reputation, and people can get really specific with that. Like they want to learn how to, I want to be the guy that knows stone tools, or I want to be the guy that does wilderness medicine, or the guy that like is really good at fire, or I'm just a really good guide. And so I think it's, in some ways, it's a really general term, survival expert or survival specialist or survival instructor. The word I don't like is survivalist because it's media speak. That means that like I had experience in my backyard, you know, a couple weeks before this shoot and learned how to do some sort of fire thing, and now I'm a survivalist. I think if you're going to be calling yourself a survival expert, you generally have to be able to back it up somehow with experience or reputation, learning under other people.
Nicole, you got dropped into this area?
It looks
or...
like I took a boat. Oh,
Okay.
wow, day one. Done.
It's over. Wow.
Yeah, so we're starting out in this game pretty basic. We're going to start with the tutorial, which it starts with a few days go by. Something crazy happens, and then the game kind of shoots you into single player, where it's a very, you know, heavy survival game. So yeah, I'm in the rainforest. I'm in the jungle.
Is anyone with you?
I'm with my wife Mia. I don't know if she's off the boat yet. There she is. For some reason, this is all the only way I can interact with her.
Oh, she's sick?
Nope. My next task is to make a fire.
That should be interesting.
I'm going to put the fire here.
That's not a bad spot. I think even in real life, we would do something that's like you got to make sure it's away from stuff. It's not going to burn down a tent.
Is that far enough away?
Yeah, I
from
think that's decent. Looks like a good spot. Just random big pile of sticks.
Yeah, and that's like, this is like a example of what my fire will look like. Now I have to go find the sticks.
Okay.
Dan was so kind to bring a bunch of his actual survival gear with him, which we have displayed very lovely on this shelf. And we're going to play a little bit of a game where Nicole and I get to choose 5 of these items each, and then Dan will tell us after who he thinks could actually survive and who will die.
Yeah, choose 5. We'll see who's going to die. We'll base it on real life priorities.
And we invite you all watching to do the same in the comments. Let us know of these items which you would choose if you need to survive. And then Dan will probably go into the comments and critique you after.
Yeah, I'll give you a little rundown.
Yeah. Oh, you need 6 sticks. You have 0 of 6.
Well, because the sticks I got were too big.
It looks like
Long
it.
stick. You can't cut long stick into small stick. You have a machete.
Let's see.
Ah, there you go. That did break.
There we go.
Yeah, one of the big deals with starting a real fire is to start with extremely small stuff, like fibery type stuff. We go strip like bark or a bunch of grass or pine needles, like really small stuff you can pack close together. And that's, if you're trying to start a fire with big logs, or even just go from like a little bit of small stuff to big logs, that's going to be problematic. Fires like babies. You want to feed them baby food and then work them up to big stuff. So you have to start the really small stuff, drier lint, pine needles, grass, and then you just like choose smaller sticks, like pencil-sized sticks, and you get a bundle of those, and you can get bigger stuff, arm-sized stuff. But you have to take it from small to big, otherwise that thing's not going to light. Especially in a jungle like this, I don't see how they're going to light that. It'll be interesting to find out.
The thing I need next to make the camp is a hand drill, and that looks
What?
very similar
What?
Fire that you
to
made for
what
us.
we use.
That doesn't look exactly the same,
Oh my gosh.
except they don't have the notch in it.
Show the clip.
This traditional friction fire method called hand drill is how we're going to start this fire. And we're going to warm the wood up. Folks, we have a fire. See how it's starting to glow red?
Yes.
It's
Oh my
amber.
gosh.
All right.
Let's see. Nicole, should we pick our first item?
Yes. Okay, so of these items, my first thing that I'm going to pick is emergency blanket.
Shelf it. Okay, so this right here?
Yep.
Okay. Oh, it's so thin. It's so thin.
Blankie!
Can you tell us about that?
If I told you about that, it might affect your choices.
So I like the blanket because I think it's going to give me warmth and emotional strength. So that was the thought process there.
Fair.
Yeah.
For me, I think I'm going to choose. Well, I was going to choose blanket. So
You guys are choosing based on the most important thing, right?
Emotions.
Yeah. I would say choose based on what you think the most important items are and work your way down.
I'm going to choose the knife.
Okay.
The knife is here. Okay. Oh gosh, I almost dropped it. That's not a good sign. All right, Nicole.
Yeah.
Next item for you.
Next item for me is going to be water.
She's just
Legit
thirsty.
Yeah.
For me, I think the paracord rope,
Rope's a good one.
maybe. I can use the knife with the rope. Right?
You could.
Gosh, this is not going good. Nicole?
I'm going to choose headlamp.
All right.
That's a good one.
It's a good item.
It's a really good one. There you go.
There you
Great,
go.
great.
For me, I think.
And this headlamp's seen things.
It's been through a few
Yeah,
few jungles.
this is a survivor right here. It's a good sign from what I picked.
I think I'm gonna go waterproof tarp.
All right.
Okay. Could serve as a blanket. I like that.
Yeah, I can do a lot with. I could, shadow puppets, probably lots of stuff with it. Fun, just do fun things. Nicole, you've got how many more do you have? 2 more?
I also want. Okay, so I have water. I'm gonna do camp stove.
Camp stove. Okay,
Yeah.
it's top shelf.
There's your camp stove.
Oh, it's not there.
You set it down.
Perfect.
Okay. Number 4 for you.
Number 4 for me, probably maybe the compass.
Legit.
I think I'm also gonna get first aid.
Okay.
First aid, okay. There you go.
Okay.
Probably the Nutri-Grain bars for me. Just kidding. Maybe the flint and steel.
Okay.
I think.
Top 5 items.
Okay.
I regret one of mine, but okay.
Let's see. Should we talk about priorities?
Yeah.
Yes.
So let me break down survival priorities, and then you guys can tell me who you think would live longer. Audience, pay attention. So basically, if we're looking at the things for like the last 100 years that have been studying wilderness survival, the things that kill people most often and the things that happen most kind of meet up top like a pyramid. And you want to tackle survival priorities from those and work your way down. And so the biggest things that happen outdoors that kill the most people are first aid incidences. So right off the bat, top item I would say in any emergency kit is first aid. Ding,
Yeah.
ding, ding,
Good
ding.
job, Nicole.
Point Nicole.
So that's a win. Okay, the next biggest killer right after first aid is going to be temperature regulation, getting too hot or too cold. So that is a big deal as far as those things go. Kind of problematic here though. This is kind of a trick item. These don't work. These emergency blankets are fake. These are bad, okay? They are sold because they are cheap and they're small and they just put them in all the emergency kits. The problem is we lose heat 3 ways. We lose heat coming off our body radiation. We lose heat through convection, which is air and water currents coming over us to pull off heat. And we lose it through conduction, which is touching stuff that's a different temperature. This only stops radiation. And so if you're cold and wet and you lay yourself in a wet metal blanket, it starts ripping heat off you and you'll instantly feel the cold ground. And so these don't work. I would have taken the sleeping bag over there. So that's kind of a trick item. So I'd say it's not really going to help. The tarp, though, is part of shelter. And so I would give you actually more of a point because that's going to help break the weather. Shelter systems are 2 things. It's a weather break that stops the sun, wind, rain, or snow, and an insulator like a sleep bag. So you have half a good shelter system here. So I'd give you the point for that next item.
Okay.
After temperature regulation and after first aid, the next biggest killer actually is sleep deprivation, which seems crazy, right? Like, why would it be sleep? Statistically, what kills people outdoors after temperature issues is it's going to be getting too tired. So generally, the next thing after getting temperature comfortable that you want to take care of is sleep and making sure you're rested. You have kind of a hard line of about a day, day to 2 days that you can go without sleep before someone basically becomes crazy.
I'm making
Yeah,
fire.
you are making fire. Let's see.
Fire.
Yay!
Wow, it's a whole fire. That was quick.
Yeah, don't worry about how fast that was. It's a magic of
It's
You
video
got the
sped up.
games.
tinder.
Yeah.
Okay. Oops. High five. That's a good
Yeah.
one. So I would say after
Ants bite hurts like hell.
temp reg, we have sleep. So taking care of that sort of stuff, getting a tarp, getting ready for that. Sleep kind of ties into temperature regulation. After that, the next big item though is hydration, staying hydrated.
I wish I had gotten
Yeah.
the water
Hydration.
filter.
So that was a
What
big
was I
one. So like
thinking?
we got 2 points on this side for the water. That's a big deal. I'd also say I'd be able to get more water. The water filter would have been another
Yeah.
item along those lines. Would have been a good one. So
I
yeah,
needed this.
higher priority. And people think that's crazy, like knives and fire. It's like people want those things because they're cool, and we see them on all the TV shows. But realistically, first aid and then temperature stuff. No, fire can help with temperature, but man, if there's a rainstorm and things are crazy, which happens all the time out in the wilderness, sometimes it's really hard to just get a fire going and keep it going. It's much easier to like roll in a shelter you made with a tarp and get in your sleeping bag than it would be with fire. We could chalk the fire tool up there as kind of a win towards temp reg stuff too.
But you taught me how to make a fire. Like, I don't need this.
Oh, man, when you're broken arm or hypothermic, it's really hard to make those fires that way though. So having a
true.
lighter is a win. Well, you got a fire here though, so that works.
Yeah.
And finally, your wife came out.
Yeah. Don't, but
Thanks
spoiler,
for nothing.
bad stuff's going to happen to her soon.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Oof. But so far, I think you're leading the leaderboard here for points. You got the first aid, you got stuff to manage temperature a little bit with the fire stuff, you got the water. I would say next priority after that, the last one you're worried about is food. As far as physical priorities, to pack a bag, I would have packed some food, and so like that's kind of your core stuff we're worried about for like resources in your body. Useful tools though that might help you long term, like knife is definitely a useful tool. So I'd say knife would beat. I would almost take a knife over a headlamp, but headlamps, having some light for a while is cool. Paracord also super useful because you could use it to rig up all kinds of stuff. But if I'm just going to base it on priorities of what I need first and what I need the most for based on what's going to happen, I'm probably going to have to give this one to Nicole.
Cool.
I will say that I had the advantage of playing some survival games to prep for this. So I feel like that gave me like a real edge here.
And I played Silent Hill 2, where it's a mannequin with 2 sets of legs. So we were not equally
Both are
matched.
scary, and that's why I chose headlight, because like I'm a little bit afraid of the dark.
Do not go
So
any farther.
that was for my
These
own
are clear
sanity.
warnings.
Okay, so if bad things have happened, we're going to kind of skip ahead a little bit here. This is a drawing, I guess I did, of Mia, my wife. And so she went early to try and gain acceptance with the tribe, to try and speak with them. And then a few days later, I get this walkie-talkie signal that says, help, help, I need help. I run out to help her. I get knocked into the ocean. I lose all my supplies. I crawl up on the beach, and here I am.
So what do you have right now? What do you have on your person?
I have a bunch of leaves I picked up, Zaco flower.
These are legit.
I have some stones. I have a different color stone and different kinds of leaves.
How would you coach her in this scenario, Dan?
In real life, I think the biggest, there's so many things going on here. You're trying to rescue your wife, you're stranded. I think the biggest thing right now in real life would be like to make sure that you're good. Like if you're going to get worse off, if you're going to get into a worse situation, you're not going to ever rescue your wife. You're going to die. So like, yeah, you focus on the basics. It's like, does he have first aid stuff going on? If no, check the box off. You're good. Move on to the next thing, temperature, so shelter. So like making a shelter, that's what you're doing.
I'm inspecting my body, and it does look like I have a bad little wound there.
If that was bad, I would take care of it. If it seems like it's going to get worse, if it's like a little scrape, then
I'm feeling about it.
yeah, then I would just move
Okay.
on and work on that shelter.
Oh, wow, something attacked me.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
Yeah, what was that?
I think I heard a snake. I've not encountered a snake yet.
It did sound snaky.
But then I go back looking for it, so I have a flaw. A fatal flaw.
So with what she
wound.
has,
Oh, no.
are there things that you think that she should try to acquire, like items of any kind?
I would say fixing that first aid thing that's going on right now with the venom wound is probably top of the list. But aside from that, if you don't know what to do, I would work on staying the right temperature. Is that chopping the plants?
Yeah, if there's a flower attached to it, I like to blow to take that plant.
Maybe the flower could have medicinal
How much-
properties.
So should I eat this unknown herb?
Yeah, why not?
Okay, well, I'm gonna.
Is that bad?
Yeah, it could be.
eat
Yeah,
Minus
I would
two-
not.
minus 2
yeah,
poison.
I would not.
-2 poison's good though.
Oh, minus
Oh,
2
so-
poison, so it's reducing it. Great.
Yeah.
In real life, you would never just test random plants. That is a recipe for
Yeah.
disaster. So,
That's just video game alchemy. You know, you just gotta take a bite.
so there, if he's rolling the dice there, that's fine. But your chances of finding some random snake cure by picking up plants is basically 0.
How much of your kind of survival knowledge is being able to identify like certain plants or, flora, etc.?
A very little bit. I think there's
Oh.
some that comes into play.
It's possible I die. Oh, I just passed out.
Okay, that's not bad.
That's that's an
nap.
unscheduled nap.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I'm good.
I think you pick up stuff like these plants are good for fire tools. These plants are good for, making rope, stuff like that. You can pick up some basics, and those are fine. But like as far as eating wild foods, 95% of the stuff you find in Wild Edibles books is basically just salad. It's not really going to be good for you to like sustain yourself off of.
But is it identifying like potentially poison, like poison oak or
So yeah, that's a good to identify the poison stuff. I'd say if you're going to start learning plants, learn the poison stuff first in your environment because it's usually a small list. Like here in California, there's very few plants that are going to kill you. So a few of them actually grow right here in Southern California, like poison hemlock, which is super deadly.
Here's an animal of some kind.
That is an animal.
We have a lot of other threats
we
in
chase it?
Southern California, natural disasters,
Yeah.
earthquakes, wildfires, traffic, random
The
Kardashians,
traffic's
wherever they
terrible.
might be.
Yeah.
Do you help people prepare for these scenarios?
We do urban disaster management as well. I think that's a big deal, like emergency preparedness for earthquakes and stuff. And a lot of that's just doing basics at home, packing, having 3 weeks of food at home, having some shelter that you can move outside if you had to get out of your house, like tents and sleeping bags, having a first aid kit. So just basic stuff. A lot of survival is really basic. A lot of survival is actually really boring.
Yeah, would you say that's a misconception? People think that you're out there like an action star doing crazy
Yeah,
stuff.
you may get action star stuff once in a while, but I think if real survival done right is pretty boring. It's
Ooh, I'm
like,
drinking unsafe water.
yeah.
See, this is it.
new entry to the journal. Parasites.
Is that what it says?
It's what it's. Yeah, I just drank water, and the first thing it says was parasites. But it said I was thirsty. Surviving seems really hard.
That it is.
You do a TV show, right?
I do produce a TV show right now called Super Skilled for Nat Geo, and we get to go visit different peoples around the world that have amazing skills. We were in the Amazon filming tribes that can navigate through the jungle like this, and it's cool. It's cool to be able to get out and do that. And I've had a chance to work on other shows in the past for survival stuff, which is
Cool.
always an adventure. Not all shows are reliable for survival information, though. I would tell you the higher it is in shock value, like being naked or being like super scared about stuff or like drinking pee, the more that sort of stuff it has in it, the less reliable the show probably is for survival information.
So if there was a graph and it's like drinking pee is going up,
Credibility
is going down.
it's not
Dang it.
not reliable. So just be careful. Then for shows out there that kind of stick to basics, doing things like first aid or shelter or finding food and just kind of really stick to basic stuff. Those are more reliable.
All right, Nicole, what have you got here? Anything new?
Yeah, so I've made a new fire. I've made the start of a new fire. Now I need to actually make the fire. So let's see if we can do that. Get some light going, because it is,
Does it show you what time of day it is?
To make it look so easy, it's like
do.
3 seconds and it's done.
Yeah.
But in real, like the process may be quick when you're actually trying, if you have a lot of experience. But if you're just doing it first time or without a lot of experience, it can be forever.
Would it be fair to say that most people, the average person, is not really prepared for some emergency situations?
Yeah, the big thing is you want to pack an emergency bag and you want to make sure that you understand your priorities of what you're supposed to do first. I think there's a lot of comfort that comes from understanding this is the first thing I do, this is the second thing I do. And that's pretty much the same all over the world. Take care of first aid if it's a problem, take care of temperature if it's a problem, make sure you're resting, make sure you're finding and figuring out water, then maybe worry about food. Food's your last thing you worry about. And try to get out of there, try to get rescued. So once you're managing all your survival stuff, try to make sure you can get out.
Unknown mushroom. Gonna eat it.
Pick it up.
Scared.
Nom, 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 nom.
Seems okay. +5 carbs.
Oh, okay.
Mushrooms are super low in calorie in real life, and you run the risk of killing yourself or being really sick. So I would say never eat mushrooms.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like so much of what we learn about survival we pick up from movies, TV shows,
100%.
fictional or real. Are there ones that you feel like really may actually show us?
Shows that are a little bit on the better side right now that I can name would be History Channel's Alone. They get people that have real experience, and they just stick to basics. The ones that stay out a long time, pay more attention to what they say.
Very cool. How would you rate how Nicole's been doing in the game so
Honestly,
far?
I'm more impressed with this game than I thought I would be for the amount of things it's covering. I would say definitely some things I wouldn't do. Do we eat something? Oh, we passed out.
I keep passing out
Yeah.
because I haven't really found any food sources, but I did just pick up a poison dart frog, parentheses, alive.
Okay.
I'm not going to eat it, but should I?
I think they want you to rub something on it later to make poison arrows.
That's smart.
I guess.
So don't eat it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Looks tasty though.
Frogs.
Okay, let's see if I can eat it, though. Let's just eat a few of these.
Can eat
Cane
anything.
toad
Pick
spoiled
up,
meat.
expand.
Eat. Okay.
A lot of
larva?
protein. A lot
Oh.
of protein though.
Food poison.
Yeah,
Oh, I can barf. That probably happens
enough.
in survival.
Throwing up does happen.
Yeah.
Trade-off.
Not a good
And that's
thing.
probably a good thing because now it's out of my system, and I'm free
I wonder if that would kill
to
you.
eat larva. Oh, I could.
You could eat the larva.
I couldn't eat the larva before I passed out
Down again.
Hey, passing out, wow.
Yeah. Rest is so important.
Rest is important, so that's
Yeah.
a thing. It's like people don't. That's underrated.
I just want to eat this larva.
Eat it.
Oh, he didn't like it.
Oh,
But we got some protein.
again, the protein is it's always a trade-off, right?
I'm just
poison
I
and
am like,
protein.
oh, okay.
Larva's legit.
Larva's legit, but
Maybe they want you to cook it first.
they're asking a lot of me. Some of the mushrooms in this game do give you benefits. The one I just ate did not.
Okay.
But
Yeah, it's really taking you out.
there is some that gives you. I think I might need to get some real food.
I think you sampled a lot of the local fare,
Uh-huh.
and there's something to be said about
Yep,
that.
sure is.
Hopefully, your wife turns up.
I think she's gonna be fine.
Say thank you so much for joining us this week, Dan.
Hey, no worries.
It's been great talking survival with you.
Yeah, now I kind of want to play this game.
You should. It's called Green Hell. It's available PC, Steam, probably a few other places. I think you should check it out.
How can people learn more about your work and also learn from you in your survival courses?
So, aside from all the media stuff, I train people in survival. That's what we do most of the time. California Survival School is our school. Love to have you out. We do stuff online as well sometimes if you want to check out YouTube. But yeah, would love to have you guys out to learn skills.
And people can go on excursions like camping with you and things like that, right?
Yep.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it's we'd love to. And sometimes we throw stuff up on Instagram too. You can also get us there.
It's California Survival School.
California Survival School or at Dan Baird Survival is our other one.
Very, very
Awesome.
awesome. And thank you so much to everyone for watching the show. Remember to post in the comments. I know Dan gave us the breakdown, but let us know what survival items you would bring with you should you need them. Nicole, how can people keep supporting the show?
They can go to pbssocal.org/gamer. Oh, there's a wolf.
Oh, Big Wolf finish!
Big wolf
Can we
finish.
eat him? Let's see.
Well, he ran away from me already.
Oh.
All right, so in lieu of getting us a wolf, you can go to pbssocal.org/gamer and make a donation. Any amount is helpful, and we are so appreciative. Thanks in advance.
PBS is amazing.
This is amazing.